Uh, Welcome to the day 4 of online bootcamp, guys. In the previous class, there was issue about the app context, right? That is because in the routes.py we are importing app before its initialization, so it was causing circular import error. How to import? Uh, First, we have to import DB, then we have to import app. So it will initialize in app.py. We have to after initializing the app with DB, then we have to from routes import everything. So it will configure with the app. So that was the issue. So this is the way we have to do it. In models.py, everything is same as it is. In the routes.py, after importing DB, we are importing the app. And another thing is we are creating this DB session. So to add user and then data from front end to backend. So yeah, sending data from front end to backend and design APIs according to that. So first, let's create a user. So slash register. So what this page does is, uh, if the method is get, so we are directly entering the URL in the browser. It means the method will be get method. It will try to get something from that URL, and it will get. So we are returning from backend a template called register.html. So let's go to the front end. So this is the quizmaster, and in the front end, let's show a URL to go to the register page. Templates, index.html, button, register. So it should be a anchor link. Okay, if you want to redirect a user to the another page, you have to do this. Register here. Let's keep two buttons. So I'm not using any CSS. So let's let it be as simple as possible. And href is the page you want to redirect after user clicks on it. Slash register. So save, and let's add another button. Login. So I'm just creating a button in which I'm putting a anchor link. So whenever user clicks on this button, it will go to the specific route. So I have defined this. So let's go to front end. Now we have to refresh this page. Then we are able to see the two buttons. One is register, one is login. So if we click on register button, it is going to slash register. So guys, you have to do the same way. Okay, if you want a user to go from one page to another page, you have to do this way. If you don't want register, then you can click on login. So that's what we did previous also, login. So then it will redirect to login page, but there is no information in the login page. So for now, let's not do anything because it is empty. It was empty in the same. Uh, let's go back to the registration page. And here, let's enter name and email and let's click on register. So operational error. Table has no column named role. Okay. So in the previous class, we tried to add something called role also in the database, right? We updated the models.py. So because of adding this role, uh, the application, so we are trying to add one value called role also in the, so default value is role. So that's why even though we are not adding, it is trying to add this model, and the table is created before changes, right? So that's why the table is not updated. If we go to the table, there is no column called role. So because of that, it is causing issue. So let's delete this database.db, and we have to run the app up again. Yeah, so it's currently new, so we have to stop the server, then delete the database. So if you want to avoid this, you can use flask migrate. Because of the time constraint, you can simply delete the database and run the app again. It will create a new database again. See, it created a new database. If you open now, you can see there is a role column. So that's the use of this. So now let's go back to the page. So if I click on register, so it redirected me to this. So let's go to backend, and we can see if request.method is post. So in the request.form, we are getting name and email. So that's what we were doing in this HTML page, uh, register page. So input ID is name, email, another ID is email. So we are, after entering the details, in the backend, we are getting the details and we are creating a user object, and that's it. We are in the in the database, we are adding the user and committing it. So that's it. After that, user is successfully added, right? So we are redirecting the user to the dashboard. And after going to dashboard, let's show the username. And before that, so if you want to store information about the current user, then there is something called session in Flask. From Flask, we have imported session. So session is like a dictionary that we can use. uh, so if the user is logged in, then we can add a session of name equal to username. So username equal to username, or else let's store email id, anything. So whatever you want to store for the current application, you can store it here. I'm storing user email. Email equal to username, not name, email. So user email. Now when user goes to dashboard, let's return the current session value. Okay, email id. So in the dashboard, what I'm doing is return a string, formatting string. uh, Current user email is session of email, user email. User email. So now let's go back to page. Now we will not see uh, the key error. Okay, we have to so if you try to access something from a dictionary without, if the key is not there, then it will throw error. So that's why we will use dot get method. So the get method, what it does is, if the keys does not exist, then it will return a none value. So previously it was showing error. Now if I refresh, so it is saying current user email is none. So the user is not logged in. Now what we can do is, we can go back to the slash page, then click on register. Uh, so uh, so generally it's better to add user into the session after the login. Okay, so that's why I'm removing it here. In the login page, I am doing it here. But before doing that, we have to also receive data from front end, right? Also the method should be post. So if request dot method equal to get, then we will send the login form page. Return render template of login.html. And here, after, if elif request dot method equal to post, then we have to redirect to the dashboard url, to the url for dashboard, board. After user registered into our application, then we should redirect the user to the login page, right? Once the account is created, the user has to log in. So that's we have changed. And here, if the request is method is post, then we will extract the details and we will add the user into the so let's do one thing. So username, email. So in the request dot method, if it is post, then we are in the form, we are trying to get name and email. If name and email, I mean, there will be mandatory. So we are not doing the front end validation for now. I think it is mandatory, so check that, guys. Like required, those things you have to put. Uh, so after that, what we will do is we will try to find the user. If the user exists, then we will log in. So what we will do is for now here I am putting a breakpoint. So breakpoint is it will just wait. It will not do anything. Okay. Okay, let's not do it. So what I will do is I'll just comment it out. User equal to db session dot query of user comma user email, and let's print the user. Okay, guys. So in the login page, let's add the same template. Control A, Control C, Control V. Register login title, and here let's put login and slash login. So I'm changing the route. So in the action slash login, so we are sending this login information to the login slash login API, and that's it. And here we will put for register. So register. If the user wants to register, then they can do it here. Login. No. Register, and here for login slash login. So in the register page, if the user mistakenly came here, then they can go to login, or else they can go to register. So like that we have defined. So now let's check with the login form. So when users try to do the get request to the login, so let's click on this. Okay, let's refresh this. Now we can see the login is updated with the slash login. If we click this, it opened a login page. That's the login, and we have to enter our name and email. And let's click on login. So argument error should be explicitly declared with text or use column for more specificity. Okay. So it gave one error. So here the error is coming. Query user table comma user email. Uh, so this is not the correct way to do this. User dot query. So db session dot user dot query. Let's try this one. So I'm refreshing and resubmitting the form. Yeah, scoped session object has no attribute user. Okay, so it's not correct. Not query dot user query session dot query dot query of entity type and query. Return a new query of, okay, tutorial. So query user comma and return type column clause. Okay, user dot email. Let's try this one. Email and then user email. Yes, I'm also experimenting. Let's try this one. Okay, actual column expression should not be explicitly, or use the column. Okay, let's open SQL Flask, SQL Alchemy. Uh, find by primary key. So db.session. delete select db.session dot execute. Okay, we can directly do this db.get. Okay, let's try this one db.get db.get user comma user email. So email id is primary key, so it won't cause any issue, I guess. Let's try. Yeah, so right now it is working fine. So we can see it is none. So it means there is no user with this email. There is user. Print username. Yeah. Okay. User email. Email ID is coming, but why it is showing it as okay. So the primary key is we set it to auto increment, right? So that's why when we are trying to dot get method, it is not working because it is trying to find it by primary key. But email ID is not primary key, but it is unique. So we should query by using the email column. So to do that, so uh, guys, let's keep email as primary key. Is it fine? Let's remove the ID. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm removing this ID and making this email as the primary key. So with one email, only one user can any user can make one account only. Uh, Primary key equal to true. And nullable, we don't need to specify. Primary key will always be nullable. Okay, primary underscore key. So let's save it and let's delete the database again. If I try to again and again, so database is created. You can see that. Now let's go to front end and then slash. So now let's go to register. So now let's first check if there is something or not. In the database, now there is no ID. Okay, so it's just a number to indicate that there is no ID, only email, name, and role. So now let's try to add the user name, email, and register. So now the user is registered. If we go back, we can see the database. We have to update it. Uh, database.db. Yeah, here we can see the user has been added into the database. Now let's focus on the login part. So now we redirect after the registering user, we are redirecting the user to the login page. And after there, we are trying to get email and name from the user. Now if we try to log in again, okay, user object has no attribute ID. Okay. Uh, okay, guys, maybe defaultly how the Flask SQL Alchemy is working is if you use .get, it will try to find it in a column called ID, but we don't have ID, right? So let's keep it .email. Let's try again. Expected mapped class or mapper got object. Let's try another way by username. If it is primary key, we can directly use dot get, but the ID should be the column name should be ID. If it is not, then we can extract a single one by this command user. So user equal to db session. Db session execute db session of user filter by email equal to username, not username, user email, dot scalar one. That means it will only fetch the one single one. And let's try again. Okay, takes one positional but two were given. Okay, okay, now I got it. So we have already import users, so we don't need to put it like this. User dot filter by. So hopefully if it works, I guess. User object has no attribute filter by. Uh, so insert, update, delete, select. Hmm. Okay, okay. db dot select we have to use. Uh, Guys, let's follow this document as it is. I tried the previous one, so let's do use this one only. db session. So I'm removing this db session equal to db dot session. So it is easy to have it, but sometimes we are also using db dot select in the code. So you can see db dot session and db dot select. So it is a little bit confusing. So that's why I'm using removing this db session. And after that, inside where I put db session, I'm just putting db dot session, db dot session dot commit, db dot session dot execute. So let's try with this db dot session dot execute, uh, db dot select user table, and after that filter the table by email equal to the email we got from the form, and try to get only one user. If we go back and try to refresh, a user object has no attribute ID. Um, Return user self.id. Oh, okay, okay. So now I got it. In the models.py, in the reference we are trying to return, when we are trying to print an object, it is trying to print self.id, but there is no ID for this user. So that was causing this issue. So now I change it to email because previously ID was the primary key. If I try to refresh, yeah, finally we can see the current user is none. But if you go to backend, we can see the email is printed and the user, that is this user object. Now we are getting the user object successfully. Now what we will do is, now that we got the user, so we can do is, uh, let's try one thing. uh, Queries for views will raise a 4 not found if the row with the given ID does not exist, otherwise it will return the instance. If the query does not return any results, otherwise it will return the first result. Mm, okay. So let's. I just want to find why the previous one was not working. Wait, guys. So let's try this one again. User equal to db dot get or 404. User equal to user email id. User email. So let's check if it works. Okay. Yeah, we can keep it like this. Mm, no, it's printing nothing. Okay, let's print the this one. User email and user. Now I again gone back to login page. Now try to register. Okay. Yeah, guys, this is working. So we can use db.get or 404 this function and pass the model we want to try. And on the primary key, whatever value you try to you enter here, it will try to find it. If it is there, it will return that user, or else it will return a 404 error. So let's try with. I'm changing this email id, so I removed one letter and try to log in. So now we can see not found. The requested URL was not found on the server. So if we go back, so it returned 404. So we don't want that, because this feature will be useful in the MAD2, where we need to handle the errors and we will show the front end accordingly. But in this one, we don't want that. So we can simply use dot get db dot get. Okay, attribute error. There is no error. Okay, guys. So there is no dot get method. Oh, let me ask ChatGPT if there is any. Okay, db dot session dot get. If we go back here and refresh, yeah, now it is coming. So it is returning none because the email ID I morphed it. So if I enter correct email, right now it is my the email ID entered and none. If I rectify the email ID and send the form again, so 2857 login. Now we can see the email ID and the user object. So if the email ID is correct, then only it will fetch the user and it will check if the user is there or not. Okay. So now that we are able to get the user by like this, 1 minute guys. So if the email ID is correct, then we are trying to get the user by this email ID and we are printing the user. So if user, then return user found, and then the user dot name. Else what we can do is else return user not found. So let's go to backend and let's do the same. So in the login page, so this is the correct name and email. If I click on login, it is saying user found, and this is the name of the account. The object which have this email ID. If I change the email ID and click on enter, then it will say user not found. So we are going to use the same way. If some object is there, then we will show it. If it is not there, then we will say not found. Now what we will do is, once the user logged in, so I'm removing it here. If user is there, then what we will do is we will add the user information into the uh, session, control slash. So session of user email equal to user email, or else we can keep user object in the session itself, user. If user is not there, then what we will say is return uh, uh, redirect to the login page, register page. So we'll copy the same, and after adding the user into the session, we will redirect to the dashboard. Now if we go to dashboard, so in dashboard there is nothing to do. If we open a user dashboard, it will show just a page where the current user information, all those things will be there. And so here what we will do is user equal to session of user, we are trying to get from here. So after login, only in the session database, session dictionary, we are adding this user. If the user is not there, dot get. Okay, we have to use dot get if the key is not there. Matlab, if there is no user, then it will return error. So we have to use dot get user equal to session dot get user. If user, then we will return current user email is, or else current user is user dot name, and email is user dot email. Else return please log in to the account. Please log in or register. So let's go back to the front end. If I refresh, so let's go to dashboard directly. So right now the user is not registered, so that's why it is saying please log in or register. So if we go to the home page and click on login and enter the details, so it redirected me to the register because I entered the wrong email. So I'll go back to the login page and I will enter the details again with correct email now. Okay, the session is unavailable because no secret key was set. Okay, we have to keep some secret key. So the secret key that we have to define is here. Dot uh, dot config secret key equal to, you can enter anything here. MAD1 bootcamp. Object of type user is not JSON serializable. Where it is coming from? Okay, so we are trying to save the user information in the session, and session is a dictionary. So we are trying to store that information in dictionary. Maybe that is causing the issue. Let's stop this server. Yeah, restart the server. I think that was causing the issue. Let's go to the homepage, then log in, then correct details. Yeah. So storing that information is causing the issue. Uh, Instead of that, what we can do is in this user table itself, we can do get method, get JSON. Else we can what we can do is, so after user logged in the session, we are trying to store the user information because it is of type something different, so it is not able to convert it to JSON. So that was causing the issue. Uh, what we can do is get dictionary, and we will return name, self dot name, email, self dot email. Okay, we have to pass self also, and then role, self dot role. So let's use this one, and instead of adding the session directly adding the object user, we will use dot get dictionary, and it will, what it will do is the session of user, it will have this dictionary, that is a dictionary with keys, name, email, and role, and it will have these values. So when we go here in the session, we are retracting the dictionary, and after that we are using these keys dot name dot email and trying to get those values. So let's try the same. Let's go back to login, and I clicked on logged in. Dictionary object has no attribute name. Okay. So till here it is working fine, and after that it is causing the issue. Let's see what is the user. Okay, before error it should print the dictionary. So this is the dictionary. There is name, but it is not showing. Uh, it is, can I store it? Checked in session. Okay, SQL Alchemy objects are not serializable. Uh, okay, what ChatGPT is suggesting is only keep the user ID, because uh, the objects are not serializable, so we should not use that one. So instead, it is suggesting us to store the email ID and then retrieve the user every time. So let's do the same. Session user email equal to user dot email, and let's remove this one. And after getting the user email, so now we are storing the user email in this session. Now we are trying to get the user email, and so now let's find this user in the session. So db.session.get user comma. Okay, let's go back. So this is the session is a dictionary, and we will try to find this in the uh, user table. So user equal to db dot session dot get user comma session dot get user email. So while searching for primary key, if we pass null value, let's hope it won't give any error. Please log in or register. Okay, so it is not giving any error for now. Okay, user equal to, yeah, essay warning, full nully primary key cannot be loaded. So we should do it alternatively. Email equal to session dot get. It is not causing any error, but it is printing that in future it may raise an error. So that's why we are removing that. If email, so that means the email is provided. Okay, we can, instead of email, we can put logged in. If logged in, if the user is logged in, then get the user details and then return current user is username and email is email, or else we will return please log in or register. So let's do this one. And in the db.session, let's uh, session.get email. Yeah, so this one is good. Yeah, so let's go back and refresh. So the, it is asking please login or register. Let's go back to login page and click on login. Now we are successfully able to log in. The current user is Nandan Reddy and email is this one. So how it is achieved? So since we logged in, the user email is stored in the session user email key. And when we go to dashboard and we get the email ID from the session, if the user is logged in, so we are just giving two conditions. If the if the email is in the session, that means the user is logged in. Then get the user equal to db.session.get, and we have to use this one. And instead of session.get, we can simply use logged in uh, thing. So for the sake of readability, I am doing it again. Session.get user email. After getting email, I am returning this current user is this one and email ID is this one. So that's it. And if we go to register page and the request method is get, if session dot get user email, this means the user is already logged in, right? Yes or no? Guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. So if session dot get, if the email already is in the session, that means user is already registered, right? Then we can redirect the user to the dashboard, to the URL for dashboard. So now let's try to enter this slash register page. So whenever I enter register, are you able to see it is redirecting me, it is changing the URL to the dashboard. So let's implement the same in the login also. Control S, and I'm going back to this one. And instead of dashboard, and now I will try login. See, same thing is happening now. Login. Again, it is redirecting me to the login. Now, how to remove the current user? So in the session, we are storing the user information for current user information. Let's create logout also. At the rate app dot route route slash logout methods. One method is enough. We will just put a get method. Once the user send this to this get method, we will try to log out. If request dot no need, because only one method, right? So what we will do is, if session dot get user email, then what we will do is session, we will delete the that one, delete session of user email. Okay, don't think it is correct way. So session of user email equal to none. So I'm just replacing it, and then after it, redirect to the dashboard. Redirect to the dashboard. So now let's go back to this one. And so if I try to go to login, it is redirecting me to the dashboard. But if I go to the logout, see, now I'm able to, again, it is redirecting me to the dashboard, and it is asking please log in or register. So now if I try to go to login, now I'm able to see the login page. So are you guys understanding the process? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, let's also give the authentication, instead of showing please register or login, we will return redirect to the uh, login page, or else home page. Let's redirect to the home page. And here also let's do the same. In the logout page, let's redirect to the just home page, that is this one. In the home page we will show this index.html page. Here in this index.html page we will show login or welcome, login or create account to continue. So let's do the same. If we try to access dashboard, so now that the current user is not set up, if we try to go to dashboard, it is redirecting me to the home page, that is Quizmaster welcome. So right now there is no user, so that's why it is empty. Are you guys able to understand? Uh, so welcome, here I am trying to put the name, but in the routes the name is coming. There is no name, so that's why. So I will remove this one. And if the user is not logged in, then only we will show this home page. If the user is logged in, then I want to show. Can anyone tell me how to, if the user is logged in, then redirect to the dashboard. If the user is not logged in, then show this page. How to do this? Can anyone tell? So if the user is logged in, I don't want to show this page. I only want to show this page if the user is not logged in. Yeah, Sai Shankar, tell me. Okay. Aritra Patel Kushi. Anyone? So we will do with the same way as before. So previously we are checking if the email is in session or not, right? We are going to do it with the same way. We have to do it the same way. So can anyone tell me how to do this? Like what to do here, so that we will check if the user email is in the session or not. If it is not, then only show this page. If it is there, then the user is logged in and we need to show the dashboard. And can anyone tell? Guys, What are you not able to understand if you tell them? Okay, Aritra. Can you please unmute and tell me like what you understand by my question? Understood by my question?
Like if they are not logging in, right?
Yeah.
So if they are not
You
logging,
mean you are already in the login page, you don't want to go to the register page, right?
No, if the user is already logged in, then I don't want to show this home page.
Okay.
So how to do this one? So we did the same way here, right? If session dot get user email, if the user email is already in session, that means user is logged in, right? Then we are not showing this register HTML. We are directly redirecting the user to the dashboard. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
So we will do the same here also. If session dot get user email, if there is already user email in the session, then we don't need to show this index HTML. We can directly redirect to the return redirect to the slash dashboard. So let's go back, and if I try to access this route, that is a slash, still we can see the same uh, home page. But if I log in, then what will happen? If I log in, then it will send a get request. Because I am not logged in, this won't work, and it will go to this one, and it will show the login HTML, that what we are seeing in the browser. And if we send enter submit, then it will go make a post request, and it will enter here. And after checking if the user already exists, then it is adding this current user's email ID into the session, and it is redirecting to the dashboard. And after going to the dashboard, if I try to go back to the backward slash, that is home root, then it will say, because in the session while logging in, I am adding this user email into the session, right? So the user is logged in. So that's what we are checking here. If the session is having user email, then it means the user logged in, and then redirect to the dashboard. No need to show the index.html page. So that's what we have done. Let's see. Login. So now we go on to the dashboard. If I try to go to the home page, that is slash only, see again we are going back to the dashboard. Also we can't even see login page, nor even register page. See, we can see. So it means now we have logged in. So you are getting right. Okay. So now we will do another thing. So this is just logging in, logging out. Okay, let's log out. Now let's log out and go back to the dashboard. Let's see what happens. Log out. So now we have logged out, and that's why we are able to see the home page. But if we go to, we can also go to login page, see slash login. But if we try to go to the dashboard page, see, it's not allowing us to enter dashboard because we not logged in. So are you getting, guys? So this is how you have to do. And you can also, instead of email, you can put, I mean, you can put name, email, and password also. Instead of name, you can put password, email, and password. So it is better to have password. And just check uh, after getting name, not name, password, and email. Try to get the user by the email ID. And if the user exists, then check if the current users, so if there is, so right now I haven't added the user email, I mean password, in the column, right, database column. So that's why I'm just putting it here. User dot password equal to user password. So instead of username, I'm just putting, so this is not real, user password. So user password, the user entered in the HTML. If the real user in the database with this email, that user's password is equal to the password entered in the HTML, if both are equal, then only login. Like that, you can put condition and you can do the same. So I'm just telling, So I'm not doing that, okay guys, because we don't have the password column. You can enter it, is very simple. So same, you say in the same way as you're trying to retrieve the email, retrieve the password and check if the current password is equal or not. That's it. um, so that's about it, and this is about user. Let's try creating uh, admin dashboard. So we have to create two dashboards, right? One for user, one for admin. App.route/admin uh, admin slash dash board. So normal routes are for the user, slash dashboard is for the user, slash admin slash dashboard is for the admin only. So define admin dashboard. So in logged in equal to session dot get user email, and after getting this email, if logged in, if the user already exists, and user equal to db dot session dot get from the user table, uh, that is session dot get user email. If user dot role equal to admin. See guys, in the database.db we are having a role table, and the default value is user. Unless you override it, it will be user only. If the user dot role is admin, then only continue. So that's what we have to do here. So I'm just putting if logged in, then we are getting the user information. Else what we will do is, else return redirect to the slash if the user is not logged in. Else if the I mean if the user is logged in, then we are trying to get this user role. If the user is role is admin, then only proceed. Else return uh, you you are not allowed to this route. So we are just checking if the current user role is admin, then only do something, or else do this, and we will return render template and slash admin slash. So in this admin folder we have template, right? So we'll return this template, that is the dashboard, admin slash dash board dot html. So control S, let's go to the dashboard of admin, and here we will say h1 admin dash board. And in this user dashboard what we have, let's copy paste, control A, control C. So that's it. And after the user is logged in, we what we are doing is current user we are showing this information. So let's not show this, and let's redirect the dashboard, render template of user slash dashboard dot html. So now let's first test this one, slash dashboard route. So dashboard, okay, first we had login. So this is the user dashboard. So now we are able to see the dashboard we have created right now, guys. Any doubts here? If you have any doubts, stop me, or else I will keep going. So if I so right now we entered into the dashboard. If we try to go to the home page, we can, because we logged in. So that's it. Now what we will do is, so now we have created a new route, right? Slash admin slash dashboard. If we try to go into this, because the current user's role is not admin, it is user. So it will, what it will do is it will throw an, I mean it will so let's see what happens. Admin slash dashboard. See, you are not allowed to this route. If you go back, so logged in equal to session dot get user email, because we logged in, it is not uh, so because if logged in, then it is trying to get this user data, current users data. Because we logged in, it is not redirecting to the home page. So after that, we are trying to get this current user's role. Because the current user's role is user, it is not allowing us to see this template, and it is redirecting to the, I mean it is returning a string called you are not allowed to this route. And here itself we can add uh, anchor link href equal to slash uh, click here to go dashboard. Now let's refresh this. See, you are not allowed to this route. Click here to go to dashboard. If you click here, it will go to the user dashboard because the current user is the normal user. Now let's add a admin. Now what we will do is in this app.py itself, while creating this application, uh, we are creating everything right in this main. While running this app itself, we will create uh, a admin. So in the problem statement, they have mentioned a the application should have only one admin, right? So that we are going to do here. Now let's copy the same in the login that we are doing. Register, not login. Yeah, this one. So we will copy the same here, and we will go to the models.py app.py. Here we will add the user admin. Admin equal to, so name will be admin only. I'm putting admin name. Admin name equal to admin, and admin email equal to admin at quizmaster qmaster.com. And we will add this information here, admin name and admin email. And you can also have same, in the same way you can have password also. And the main thing, we have to put role. So in the table we have role information, right? Previously for the user we are not putting any role because the default value is user. If you don't enter anything, the default user value will be added into that. Right now we have specifically mentioned that this current user is admin, and after that we are adding that user into the uh, session, and then and then we are adding that in the admin into the session. Okay, db.session.add admin. So now let's save it. Now let's stop the server. Mm, okay, let's forward it. Now let's run the server again. Okay, db.session.admin.add dot okay, so this thing should be done in the app.app context. That's what we are getting here. So this typically means we are attempting to use a functionality that needs the current app context. So what we will do is we will put it in inside this app. So after creating everything in the database, we will add the admin into the database. So adding the admin, and after this we will print admin added, created admin with uh, so we'll just printing this clear. Now let's run the app again. Okay, the user is not defined. Okay, we have to import the user class also from the models. Okay, uh, unique constraint failed user dot email. Okay, so it already so if we refresh this, okay, admin is already added into the database. So what we will do is when we are trying for the first time, so the database will be not there. So then it will try to create everything. So if the user the admin is already created, then we don't want to create that. So for that, what we will do is first we will check if the admin is already there or not. If db dot session dot get user comma admin email, okay, not of, so if the it is not there, if not of db dot is there, then we will create admin or else. So we are trying to add the admin. If the admin is already not in the user table, then only we will add it. If it is there, then we will directly go to the next one. So let's do the again. So that's why it
So
is saying unique constraint. Yeah.
can we use another instead of admin email? Instead of that, anything else we can keep?
uh yeah, anything, it's up to you. For that, only for showing purpose I am keeping this. Previously I ran it, right? That's why I created and added the admin into the database. That's why I'm putting here. So if I run again, so now the app will run without any issue because the admin is already created. Now what I will do is I will stop the server. Now I will delete the database. So now there is no database. Now if I run the app again, what it will do is it will create everything and it will try to add the admin because the database is new. There is no admin with this email id or any email id you will put here, and it will add the admin to the database. So if I open admin database.db, so now you can see it created a user with the role admin. Now if I go to dashboard, so if I refresh, uh, so it is having previous apps context. Okay, so we have to clear this. What that we can do is by inspect uh, application, not local storage, session storage, nothing. So what's happening? Let's go to routes and try to print the current user information. If logged in, print logged in. Okay, so the information is still there. Uh, how to remove that? Okay, let's go to slash logout. Then it will be fine. Logout. Yeah, now it is fine. Now if I try to go to dashboard, it will not work. Even for the admin dashboard also, it will not work. ADMIN dashboard. Yeah, it is not working. Now let's log in. Now let's enter the name admin and email ID is admin at quiz qmaster.com. So now the admin is logged in. So we haven't defined anything for the admin, like admin can enter into the normal user dashboard. But if we try to go to slash admin slash dashboard, still the admin can see the admin dashboard. So are you guys understanding what I am trying to do? Any doubts here? So even if I refresh and go back to slash admin slash dashboard, I can see the user dashboard. If I go to slash admin dashboard, still I can see the admin dashboard also, because there is no restriction for admin, like the admin only user should see the user dashboard. So if I go back, so I want to see the user dashboard with admin account. So that's how it is done. And another thing we can do here is after the user is logged in, we can check here if user dot role equal to admin, then return redirect to the URL for admin dashboard. So let's see this one. So what I'm doing is, previously when I did the slash login, I mean when I logged in, it is redirecting to the dashboard directly. But here I'm again putting constraint, like if user role is admin, then redirect to the user to the admin dashboard, not to the user dashboard. So let's go back. Login. Okay, first we have to log out. So logged out. Now let's go to login and then use the admin user information. See, directly it redirect to the admin dashboard. So any doubt here, guys? If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask.
No doubt, sir.
Yeah, sorry guys, lost my internet connection. Uh, so are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's how we will do the routing and adding the information into the session and showing the interface. So do you have any doubts till here? Uh, we are sending the
No.
information via form and that's all. No? Okay. So 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 that's about sending data from front end to back end. Now let's focus on designing APIs. So there are only one, two, three, four, five, six, seven APIs for admin. Slash dashboard should return this HTML. Slash Okay, when user clicks on plus button, it should show a new subject. So it should show a new subject. When admin clicks on this plus chapter button, it should it should redirect to the admin to the slash add new chapter, like that URLs. So it's up to you how to define. So like that, in the same way, if for example, if admin opens this page and clicks on plus question button, then this button should redirect the admin to the adding new question page. So you will do in the same way. In the front end, you will put this anchor link, and then you will put the link here, like what link will show that form. And after admin clicks on that link, you should redirect to that page, and you will return the template. And admin, when the admin makes a post request like submitting form, then you will get that data, and you will create that object, and you will uh, store it into the database. So that's how it is done. And after doing that, instead of showing the admin this new question page, you will redirect the admin to the home page, so admin can see the added things. So that's how. And when it comes to this last one, so this is day 4, right? In the day 5, so this one we covered in this session itself. uh, we have covered it here itself. So crude operations database from front end. So this one we will work on tomorrow, and after that we will learn about how to submit project. No, no, how to generate graphs. And then at the end of the day, on the last day, we will discuss about how to submit the project and solving your doubts. So anything you want to know, Kumari?
No, sir.
Yeah. So you understood the process, right?
To work on, sir. If I have doubts, I can ask them. But my
Okay.
schedule is so active, so it's hard for me to cope up with this.
Hmm. So you understood the process, right? How to do this one?
Yes, sir. No doubt.
Yeah. So if you have any doubts, ask me now, or else we can end the session. So that's about today. Okay. Seems like you don't have any doubts.
Fine only, we can end the session.
Okay then. So in the next class, we will learn about CRUD operations on a specific item, like how to create, read, update, and delete. So we'll create a subject. So in the next class, we will try to create a subject, and we will do CRUD operations on them. And the next day, we will learn how to create a graphs and show them in the front end. And I think that's enough. After that, we can submit the project. So right now I shown this one, right? So you have to work on your own project and create all the APIs and show the templates according to that route. And the button should be clickable. And when user clicks on a button, it should show the HTML page accordingly. Like when the person clicks on this button, you should show this template. When he clicks on this button, you should show this template. Like that, you have to define for both user and admin. So both you have to do. So do this one, and after that you can focus on uh, updating this information.
Well, just to confirm, in the wireframe, there are like the template should be number of boxes there. Like just to clarify the simplicity.
A template, sorry.
Suppose these the boxes here, like admin dashboard, quiz management, new
Uh-huh.
subject, new chapter. These are the
Uh,
templates, right? More
yeah, these
than
are the
this.
templates, so you can make this appear in a full page. It's not an issue. When user clicks on save, it will automatically go back to the previous page. You can do this one, or else you can make a pop-up. It's up to you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But
Like I mean, the
Mhm.
template, the number of templates should match with these number of diagrams,
No, no,
right?
nothing like that. It's up to you. You can make this new subject as a pop-up, or else make a new template itself and show it in the front end. There is no restriction on that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So anything left? Okay, guys. Thanks for joining. In the next class, we will learn about crude operations. In this, by this session, try to make templates, rendering templates for every route, and make a working prototype. Like by clicking buttons, it will go to another pages, and going back. So make this, uh, guys. That's it. So I'll stop recording. Uh, Thank you guys for joining. Have a great day.